And a very big thank you to the RRG Group, who are my latest sponsor and will be throughout the season, going home and away all over Europe, the FA Cup, of course the Carabao Cup as well, and in the Premier League. Thanks for your support, guys. Last time I came up to see City here in Newcastle, I went to the Toon Bridge, which of course is a famous landmark. But today I'm in the city centre, to this statue behind me of Charles Grey, the famous son of the North East, who was once Prime Minister of Great Britain. And if you're thinking, who's Charles Grey? Earl Grey, does that ring a bell? The famous tea? So let's try some of his tea, Earl Grey's tea. This is Earl Grey tea. Not for me. This is a normal cup of tea. Yeah, Earl Grey, forget it. Well, it might be Earl Grey tea that he's most famous for, but Earl Grey was also the Prime Minister that brought in the Electoral Reform Bill of 1832. Very fitting as we build up to a general election in the UK at the moment, but the start of the freedom of votes for everybody, surely the best thing he ever did. Back in the 1970s and early 80s, when I first started going home and away with the Blues, I saw an appeal by a City fan for a pen pal. He was from Romania, and I think 3 of us actually responded and became his friend, and Val is the friend, and I'm still in contact with him today. In fact, he's coming over for the Derby match next week. But you know what, I saw an even more remarkable story, a similar type of story on social media this week, and the lady who's involved in it, and hopefully the guy that she's about to meet as a result, will be here today. Let me introduce them.
Hi, I'm Maria, and one Sunday afternoon I was cleaning out the attic, and I've come across a programme. It caught my eye only because the badge on the front had been cut out, and I found out from my mum that it was to make the centre for Rosette for the League Cup final that year for my dad. Anyway, I carried on reading it, and I came across this little item in the letters page, and I was quite interested actually, because first thought was, is he still a City fan after all these years? And also, would I be able to contact him?
So this is a young Swedish lad.
Yeah, the young Swedish lad. He was 13 years old, living in Sweden, and he watched City. But he wanted a pen pal from Manchester, just to give him an insight into the club and a bit more about what's going on, so he could just get in touch regularly. So I put it on social media on the Sunday afternoon, and then I woke up on Monday morning to like hundreds of notifications to find out that we'd found this guy. We'd actually found the guy, and he actually does still support City, which was amazing, really, with all our plastics going around. Anyway, what I did was, he got in touch with me, and I said, I'd like to meet up with you, because this is amazing that you're still supporting City. And he agreed, and today is the day we're meeting up. He said he could only get to the Newcastle match, so we said we'd meet up today. And another thing is, he's been supporting City, and a couple of years ago, him and his son had season tickets, and he could only get to a few matches, obviously because of expense and travel. So what he did was, when he couldn't afford to come over, or couldn't come over with him and his son, he donated it to Manchester Children's Hospital, and that way somebody could benefit from him not going, but a Man City fan who's poorly in hospitel who could afford to come across.
What a great story.
Yeah, it is.
How excited are you?
I am actually. I don't even know what it looks like. We've just text through Twitter, and I know he's on his way up now, so it could be any second now. I said, look out for me. Whether he knows what I look like, I don't know.
Yeah. Nice to see you.
Hi. Oh God, we're just chatting. Brilliant.
This is a special moment for me, of course. I was very surprised when I sat on the subway in Stockholm and reading this Twitter. So I was very surprised.
You brought your son as well today.
Of course.
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
And you're a member of the Junior Blues.
Yeah.
I like it. But it's strange, isn't it? You meet somebody you've never met before, but I bet it feels like you've known them for years now, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the good thing about social media, I think. I haven't actually met you. No. I didn't know who you were a couple of months ago, and now we are meeting here, and it feels like we have chatted along, and we know each other nearly.
So how do you all feel about the game?
Yeah, a little bit nervy, but I think we'll pull through in the end. I reckon. Yeah, I think 3-1.
I also got 3-1.
That's good.
With Sterling as the first goal scorer. But yeah, it feels quite nervous. We're not in the best form right now, but I do believe we'll get the win.
Yeah, we must get a win. It's his birthday, so
Yeah.
so 4-0. I'm very optimistic. So 4-0. It's going to be a tough game, but I think they'll score a couple of goals and then they're going to win easily. I think.
Listen, enjoy the game, and thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Long way up these stairs, Ian. I think now I'm 55, I'm ready for passing out, and I'm only about a third of the way up.
This has got to be one of the highest away ends, isn't it?
I would say so. Definitely the highest in the UK anyway, not necessarily the European ones that we've been to, but definitely the highest.
What's he going to win today?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's see why.
Very confident.
That's up, and that's down. It's a long, long way. So what do you think of Newcastle? It's a different away end, isn't it?
It's actually, everybody said it was right up, but once you get after the 4th level, it's about right after that. But yeah, it's all right. It's very nice. First time here, cracking ground.
Spectacular view. I mean, that stand's a lot bigger than the old new stand on that side.
Right.
What do you think of the chances of City winning today then?
I think they've gone with more pace at the back because of the lad up front for Newcastle, who's got loads of pace, but sometimes he gets in their position, don't know what to do with the ball, but he's fast. So hopefully we'll get the 3 points and close the gap on Liverpool.
Personally, I've always liked Newcastle. Newcastle fans. I feel more of an identity with Geordies than I do with a lot of other people. How do you feel about Geordies?
we've just been in a pub now and we've just been talking to a couple, and they're basically like what we are. They've been through the mill, they've come up. The fans, they've always had a good loyal base like we have. Yeah, I got on really well with him. Had a good conversation about football a lot.
So had a good experience.
Yeah, very good experience. Definitely come back.
Let's hope he's still smiling at the end.
Well, I hope we have Ian. Yeah. All right.
Number 18, Federico Fernandez.
Hopefully a win. Good ground for us in the last few years. Great away trip, except for the stairs walking up. Long trek up them.
So this is your favourite away game?
Favourite away game, good atmosphere, cracking town centre, one for staying over.
And we like the people up here?
Yeah, get on well with them. I'll tell you the pub I go in, but I don't want it crowded. Don't want to spoil it for myself. But good memories of this place. My son was at university up here, so we know all the places, and good atmosphere. Hopefully a good game today.
I just think officials are favouring Liverpool over Man City. I just think people don't want City just dominating everything, so all the decisions are going in their favour, and when it comes to City they're very quick to kind of point the finger. And it's a fact, you can see it every week, everyone says it. But you cannot mention it because Liverpool are just so untouchable. You've just got to go along with whatever Liverpool happens, and that's what the officials are doing.
You're very suspicious about it.
I'm very suspicious. Like you say, I don't think it's corruption, although there's that bit where it's a case of why do they not talk? Why do VAR not communicate with the general public? Why can we not hear what they say? Why can't we hear it? You know, they do it in American football, they do it in rugby. Why can they not communicate with us so we know what's going on? I just think it's wrong. And, you know, we'll see over time what happens and how it develops. But generally, I just think there's something not right there. There's something not right. And Liverpool will win the league this year.
Cheeseman! A bit of a bad patch out, really. I don't know. I think we should push them aside today, really. I've got a couple of heavy weeks coming up at me. Christmas time's not a good time for us, really, is it? You know, with all the injuries we've got and that. I think we should come through it today. I think we should have more than they've got today.
3-0 set, Kev first goal. He's not been up to scratch in recent weeks, but he's a quality player. I can see him coming through for us today.
The first half we pressurised them quite a lot here, but we gave away a silly goal just because of lack of concentration. But we're still in the game.
and we'll still go on to win it.
Right in thinking that your other half is a Newcastle fan.
He is, he's down there. Be giving it large.
What's it been like then watching the game knowing that he's watching it from the other perspective?
I can imagine everything he's saying, to be fair, so yeah.
It's a draw at the moment at half time. If one team or the other wins, what's it going to be like afterwards then? Do you avoid each other?
No, we'll be meeting up after the game. I will get all his whinging about whatever's not gone their way. If they've won, that will be it. I'll have it until the return fixture. If we've won, I'll be gracious.
Who's going to win?
I think this could go either way. I hope it's a decent half-time talk.
I think Newcastle got one more point than they deserved.
Well, City were up today then?
Yeah, I think we're just the better side, the only side wanting to win it. There you go. It's a bad day at the office.
We weren't at our best today, but we deserve a lot more than that, what we got. It's defensively, who's closing down from that free kick? That's my issue. But, we go again, the league's still there, it is still there. They will drop points, I promise you. They will drop points.
Frustrating. I think that shows the fact that we conceded that second goal. That's the difference between this team now and the team a year ago, 2 years ago. And that's why I think ultimately the league might not be ours, because that happens. It's one of those things. It's just frustrating, isn't it? It's frustrating.
You scored twice, took the lead twice, and everything right, isn't it, really?
Something's missing. I'm not sure what it is. It feels like there's a spark missing. It feels like a different team to 2 years ago. Obviously this team want to win. Obviously they want to do what they've done before, but it just doesn't seem to be going in their way. So that's what happens, isn't it?
Today, difficult one, always up against it, because we've got to get that goal early doors to spread the play again, because we don't put enough pressure on them early doors. But the game's too slow early doors. Second half, and we changed it a bit, and we got players in, but we don't play enough on the edge of their box. All our play was out back in our third of the pitch, and the problem is then we get frustrated because we don't get the ball stretching like we used to do. Once we got back into it there, changed the intensity of the game, and that's what I think it is. I think the intensity's gone a little bit this season. So what we've got to start doing, and Pep, I think, knows it, but quite hasn't got the players. Mahrez got lots of criticism, and he's too predictable. Great player, but too predictable. So he leaves it, and I thought 10 minutes too late to make the change. Needs to make that change a little bit quicker. Get Foden on. Foden starts changing. David Silva didn't have a good game today. But once you get that intensity back in the game, back in the play like we normally used to, it changes the game. Their goal, disgraceful really, because we all know that Shelby on the edge of the box has got a cracking shot, and no one came out to him. We know that's going to happen, and why aren't we on the ball? And I think that's the difference this season, where we just aren't quite on it where we were last season. We were making them decisions, Pep was making them decisions. And I think that is one of our problems, that decision making has gone out of the game a little bit. I think we've become not complacent, but we're certainly not making the right decisions at the right times in the games. Pep, I think, is a bit between a rock and a hard place with the players he's got. It was an hard one that today, because it was hard to take. 5 minutes left and we let them back in the game, and to be honest, it ain't good enough, is it? It's not going to be good enough. They'll win. They'll win today at Brighton, and that'll be really difficult for us. But we can still do it. I'm still hopeful. Still got the City mentality. All right, we've had a bad one today, but we'll come next week and do it again. Good one.
I don't know. I think it's similar to recent weeks. I just think we look good in spells, but again, disappointing. Just like you can't single anyone out. I mean, Mendy had another shocker, and I just don't know. It's like just basic things like picking him up on the edge of the box. All we got to do is defend for 5 minutes. We got out of jail with a wonder goal. 5 minutes to go, and all we need to do is just defend on the edge of the box. Everybody knows how good John Joe Shelby is at long range shooting, so surely somebody's got the nous to just think, all right, they might lay it off to him here. And like Rodri, like he got there like 5 minutes later. I don't know, it's just disappointing again. But to be honest, we've not looked great all season, and I think, to be honest, I think that's it now. I was holding out to hope with Liverpool going over there to Qatar and then coming back into the Christmas period, I thought that they might slip up, and even if they do, they're not going to lose 4 or 5 games. And then also we've got Leicester and Chelsea to worry about as well now. So it's not just a 2-horse race. They're going to continue winning probably, and I think we're just too far behind now. I'm absolutely gutted about it, but I don't know I don't know why it takes so long for Pep to change things. It's just, I'm not sure. I don't know.
So you've had a special day today, the two of you. You've seen a draw. What do you make of it?
It's okay. We're still in that grasping. We're still like grasping onto our hold. I think we can catch up. I mean, we have a lot of injuries, so we are playing with it like a short team. But maybe when people start coming back, we start to win, we'll catch them back.
So you're still going away from here with hope in your heart?
Yeah, of course I am. Always fight to the end. The City, we fight to the end. Yeah.
You come a long way for this from Sweden.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing game, of course, because just a draw seemed a bit unfair because Newcastle didn't create many chances. But this is football. This is tough because I think City created a couple of more chances, so they should have won the game. But we have to fight. It's difficult to reach Liverpool, but we have to fight, do as well as we could, and it's a new day tomorrow.
To be back again to watch more.
Yes, of course. This won't let me down. Maybe tonight, but not more.
And it's your birthday today, so
yeah.
You must be really disappointed not to see him win at least.
Yeah, of course. I really thought when Kevin scored that wonderful second goal, I really thought we were going to hold on. We were playing really well at the moment, and they really didn't have anything. But we really couldn't just finish our chances, and that was our downfall today, and it's often our downfall.
Can you take any consolation from the fact that Kevin De Bruyne was brilliant, wasn't it?
Amazing. Maybe we'll win our trophy for Goal of the Year.
Well, thank you. Tack, I think they say in Sweden, don't they? So thank you.
Thank
and I'm glad you were reunited, if I can use that phrase.
Have a big hug.
Twice City led in that game. The second goal, a wonder strike by Kevin De Bruyne. I thought that was going to be it, but it wasn't to be. Obviously, City go again against Burnley next week. The trip to the Toon hasn't quite been as successful as I and the other City fans would have wanted. But as I always say, win, draw or lose, it's great to be a Blue. I'll see you at Turf Moor if you're going to that game. If not, I'll be back with another vlog then. And thanks very much for watching, really appreciate it. And as ever, a very big thank you to Hotclickmarketing, who can get your company to the top of Google searches. So give them a call. And thanks for your support, guys.